Shalom, we are TTIC, and I'm going to read the disclaimer. TTIC, also known as the Truth in Christ, is a Bible-based organization. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite group. We teach the Bible as it is written. We are not a hate group, nor do we teach violence. We do not condone any acts of hate or violence against any race, ethnicity, gender, and religious groups. We firmly believe in abiding by the laws of the city and state. If you witness any member of TTIC committing a crime, please contact us and the proper authorities.
All right, shalom, Most High in Christ bless. I'm Brother Mark. We are TTIC, which stands for the Truth in Christ. Today's Sabbath class. How you brothers and sisters doing today? Happy Sabbath to y'all brothers and sisters. We starting a little early today because of the weather down here. So we're going to start today. Today's Sabbath class is I pray for them, I pray not for the world. I'm going to say it again. I pray for them, I pray not for the world. All right, we're going to start out with John chapter 17, verse 9.
John 17 and verse 9. I pray for them, I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me.
So he said, I pray for them, I pray not for the world. So with that starting off right there, a lot of people is confused. A lot of people that is in Christianity, a lot of people that's in the truth might be confused by that statement. I pray for them, I pray not for the world. The reason why you confused is because we don't understand the Bible as it is written. Give me the fear of the Lord also. Psalms.
Psalms 111 in verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endure forever.
So the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. A lot of y'all got to check yourselves and say, you know what? Am I keeping God's commandments to the fullest? Can an individualite sit at home at a candlelight dinner on a feast day? Who's he gathering with? Who knows his sins? Who knows if he's doing right or wrong? How do he know if he's doing right or wrong if you ain't around brothers? So this is one thing I want to bring out is, before we start, because we're going to go back. Give me Ecclesiastes also chapter 13, please. Ecclesiastes chapter 13. And start with 15.
Ecclesiastes or Sirach 13 and verse 15.
Read.
Every beast loveth his life.
See, every beast loveth his life. Every man and every woman loves people who are like them. That's why you see lions with what? Lions. That's why you see camels with what? Camels. That's why you see hyenas with what? Hyenas. Because you're supposed to gather. That's why God made animals. You're supposed to gather. That's why he said, you slugger, go watch the ants. Do you see beavers in an ant colony? No. Do you see grasshoppers in an ant colony? No. You see ants in an ant colony. So when you, in its truth, you should see Israelites, believers with believers, with Israelite believers. Here it is. The wildlife is out here to give us an example of how things supposed to be. And we sit up here, we looking at it like, duh. Every animal is around his same gender, around his same kind. Except men. Read that one more time.
Every beast loveth his like.
Every beast loveth his like.
And every man loveth his neighbor.
And every man loveth his neighbor. See, every beast loveth his like and every man loveth his neighbor. If you're around a wicked brother, you're wicked. If you're around a brother keeping the laws, you're around a righteous brother. But if you see righteous and wicked mixed amongst each other, that is not supposed to be so. If we around, when Christ was around the sinners, they was getting themselves to what? Yeah. They was repenting. He was just not around full-fledged sinners. He was around repenting Israelites. In meaning repenting, watch this, meaning repenting, right? Do that means that them brothers was they still cooking on the Sabbath if Christ was around them? Did they believe in other doctrines when Christ came around them? No. Christ was not mixed around no brothers with different doctrine. Everybody wasn't saying something different. The scriptures prove that. That's why Christ says in John 17, where we're going to read here in a minute, we're going to read some more, where Christ says, we are one, bring them so we are one just like they are. They're going to be one just like we are what? One. Meaning one-minded, one spirit. And that's how we got to be. We got to be like-minded people around each other. You cannot be a snake. If we had a room full of snakes in here, would anybody still be in here? Everybody run out the door. Ain't nobody gonna sit down next to the snake talking about what you doing, man, tomorrow. No, you gonna run. What the hell is this? Because we don't mix. If we had okay, let's not use snakes. Let's use lions. Are you gonna be in a room full of lions? No. Was Daniel over there talking to the lions when he was caged in with them, talking about what's up, dog? What you doing? No. God kept the lions on one side and Daniel was on the what? Other side. Daniel wasn't amongst the lions that's over chilling. This ain't the end times yet. It ain't the end of everything yet. When it says all that's gonna happen. So every man should be around his light. So if you're around wicked people and you're supposed to be good, that makes you wicked. You got wicked intentions. So we got to make sure our mindset is right. Let's go back, read John 17:9 one more time.
John 17, verse 9. I pray for them, I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me.
So he said, I pray for them. Let's deal with the world real quick. Can you give me Hebrews 11:3?
Hebrews 11 and verse 3. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed from the word of God. For framed by the word of God. So that things which are seen were not made by things which do not appear, which do appear.
Okay, read that one more time, officer. One more time.
Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God.
Through faith was the worlds framed by the word of God. Come on.
So that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear.
So men didn't make the things that appeared. Men didn't make those things. Men didn't make mountains, rocks, gold, diamonds, water. Men didn't make those things. Anybody got something else? Men didn't make men. Men didn't make the animals. They didn't make these things. Okay? Hold on real quick. So, where we at? Hebrews 11:3. Give me 1 second. Also, catch up with you because it's something that I need real quick. Hebrews 11:3. All right, give me the definition of world, officer. Oh, I got you. I don't want it right there, though. I want it right here. All right. Stroke down, officer, and give me 5. First, give me 5A, please.
The definition of world by Merriam-Webster Dictionary. The concerns of the earth.
The what?
Concerns of the earth.
Read.
And its affairs as distinguished from heaven and the life to come.
And distinguished from heaven and the life to come. So it's one definition of it being as heaven, right? Distinguished as it gonna be, to come, go to be. I want 7B.
7b.
Yeah, watch this. This is the second definition. Watch this.
A distinctive class of persons or their sphere of interest or activity.
Okay, a distinctive class of persons. You see that? So the world can be a distinctive class of persons. That person is saying people. A distinctive class of people or their what? Sphere of interest or activities. Like you got the world hat world. You got the world of geeks. You got the world of skiing. You got the world of golf. So you got different what? Different worlds. Now watch this. I want it because I'm not done yet. Give me the definition. Type it in right there, officers. Type in distinctive. That's what I want.
Close up the
There you go.
The definition of distinctive.
Oh, yep, A1A. Yep.
Marking as separate or different.
Marking as what?
Separate or different.
Uh-huh.
Serving to distinguish.
Serving to distinguish. So distinguish meaning to make different. So the worlds is different worlds. And Israel, let's go back to John chapter 17, verse 19, one more time. I just wanted to give you the definition so you can understand the different worlds. So then I can explain it a little bit easier when I go to this next verse. Watch it, John 17, verse 9 again.
John 17, verse 9. I pray for them, I pray not for the world.
So he praying for a certain people in the world, and he's praying not for a certain people in the what?
World.
In the world. So who's he praying for? Is that it on there?
But for them which thou hast given me.
But which them that thou hast given me. Let's see who was given to Christ. Give me Isaiah chapter 45, verse 17. This is who he's praying for. Let's see what world, he's praying for.
Isaiah 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord.
But Israel shall be saved in the Lord.
With an everlasting salvation.
Read.
He shall not be ashamed or confounded, world without end.
So Israel is a world without end. So he's praying for Israel. So now let's go back and read John 17 and 9 one more time. Let's see that we got the understanding now.
John 17 and verse 9. I pray for them, I pray not for the world.
I pray for them, I pray not for the world.
But for them which thou hast given me.
Who did he give? Who was gave it to him? Israel. So he's praying for Israel, the people of Israel. So he's not praying for the entire world. You see how our people misconstrue, they mess up, misunderstand these scriptures. You see how they mess up and they misunderstand something. He said, I pray for them, I pray but not for the world. People will come up with their own private what? Interpretation of what they're saying. Go ahead.
Because when we grow up, we when we talk about the world, we think it's talking about the planet.
Yes.
So we not never taught that there's different worlds.
Yes.
On the planet.
On the planet. Yes. There you go. All praises. All praises. All right. So from there, Officer Jabali, give me Romans 10 and 1. Watch this. Romans 10 and 1. Watch this.
Romans 10 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel.
Hold on. Hold on. Read that one more time. Read a little slower for me.
All right, brethren. My heart's desire and prayer to God for Israel is that they might be saved.
See, that's the world. That's the world that he was praying for. So when it says in John 17 and 9, I pray for them, I pray not for the world, he was praying for Israel. He was praying for Israel. We the only one that don't understand that lingo, that language. Because we don't do our time to search the scriptures. We don't do our time to, we hear when in Christianity, They don't search the scriptures at all. They listen to exactly what their pastor said because he got doctor on the end of his name. Oh, he's smart. He know what he's talking about. Ain't no way I can be smarter than him. He's a con artist. He know exactly what he's talking about. He's talking about something to show you where you don't know who you are so you can keep on feeding him and his family. That's what he's doing. From her, officer, give me Genesis chapter 6, verse 1 through 3.
Genesis 6 and verse 1. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born of them,
Read.
that the sons of God saw that the daughters of men, that they were fair.
God saw that the daughters of men were fair. Watch this, read.
And they took them wives of all which they chose. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with men.
My spirit shall not always strive with men. What verse we in?
3.
All right, come on.
For that he also is flesh.
And then he also is what?
Flesh.
Read.
Yet his days shall be 120 years.
And so God shortened the number of our age time. He shortened it from living forever. Man was supposed to be born immortal. He shortened it from being immortal to he shortened it to shalom, brother. He shortened it to what?
120 years.
120 years. So watch this real quick. I don't want to get distracted. What verse was that? Verse 3?
Yeah.
All right. So from her, also give me Luke chapter 3. So the reason why I'm going here, let me explain to you why I went to Genesis 6. I'm showing you even in the beginning, it was a difference between the Israelites. And I'm going to show you that Adam was an Israelite. Just hang with me. It was a difference between the Israelites and the other people that was born, which was the Africans. It was a difference at this time. That's all was on the earth was people that looked like us. Esau was not on the earth at this time. We're going to show you that. Give me Luke chapter 3 and start with 23, then jump to 38.
Luke 3 and 23. And Jesus himself began to be about 30 years of age, being as was supposed, the son of Joseph.
Hold on, read that one more time. And Jesus began to be what?
And Jesus himself began to be about 30 years of age, being as was supposed, the son of Joseph.
Being as supposed the son of Joseph, read.
Which was the son of Eli.
We was the son of Eli.
Verse 38. 38.
Let me get there real quick. Where was we at? 23?
Yeah.
Okay, jump down. Jump down to 38. Go ahead.
Verse 38, which was the son of Enos.
Which was the son of Enos.
Which was the son of Seth.
Read.
Which was the son of Adam.
Read.
Which was the son of God.
So they was sons of God. These are the ones. Adam was the son of God. Seth, Enos, and I'm looking at Enoch up here before that. On up was sons of what? They was all sons of God. But watch this real quick. Stay with me. I'm going to show you something. Give me 2 Ezra 6 and 54. Let's see who all these people was. Let's see who they all was. They were sons of God. But let's see something. Watch this. Read what you got.
2 Ezra 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
Of him come we all.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen. That's all I want is 54. So it says, them also whom thou hast chosen. Give me 2 Ezra 7. I want to start with 6 through 11.
2 Ezra 7 verse 6. It says, there is also another thing. A city builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall.
The dangerous place to fall is here in America. Come on.
Like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left.
So when you walk in your path, you're gonna have trouble on the right, and on the left, and you're gonna have trouble on the what? Right hand. Come on, read.
And one only path between them both.
Read.
Even between the fire and the water.
That's to keep God's laws. Come on.
So small that there could but one man go there at once. If this city now were given.
So you only one man can go there at what?
At once.
So can't nobody, you can't hold your buddy's hand. You can't hold your mama's hand. You can't hold your sister's hand. You can't hold your brother's hand. You can't hold your child's hand. You only can get through those gates on your own. Your mama could have different thoughts once she get a year or two in this truth. She might say, you know what? I don't want to do this truth no more. If you connected to your mama, that's you and your mama what? Gone. But say you connected to your son. Only one can go through that gate at a time. Your job is to train up your child to follow behind what? Behind you. You only can get in there on your own. You cannot save nobody. Hold on real quick, because I don't want to lose that thought. What is that, Ezekiel? Is that Ezekiel or Jeremiah? I think it's, let me look real quick. It's 14. It's either Jeremiah 14 or Ezekiel 14. Yeah, Ezekiel 14 and 20.
Ezekiel 14 and verse 20 says, though Noah, Daniel, and Job were in it.
But no, Noah, Daniel, and Job was in it, in this truth. Read. Or captivity. Read.
As I live, saith the Lord God, they shall deliver neither son nor daughter.
They should neither deliver son or what?
Nor daughter.
Nor daughter.
They shall but deliver their own souls unto righteousness.
See, you only can deliver yourself in this truth. So if you in the truth, if you're trying to hold on to a brother and you're not letting your full potential come on because your brother full potential is not there, you're losing. If you're trying to hold on to your mama because your mama full potential is not there and you're not putting out your full potential, you're losing. Whatever you're holding on to in this world and you're not giving it your full attention to serve God, you're losing. What are you waiting for when we go back to 2nd Ezra? Go back to 2nd Ezra and read that again for me.
It says, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once.
Only one man can go there at once. One man. Make that man you. You can't worry about everybody else. Is that selfish? Yeah, and to get in that kingdom, you're going to have to be what? Selfish. The Bible says, get yourself together, then, let's get that. Let's get that. 2nd Ezra chapter 14. You know what I want. Verse 13. Let's read that real quick on the grounds of this right here.
2nd Ezra 14 and verse 13.
Watch this.
Now therefore set thine house in order.
Set thy house in order. Get yourself straight. Get your wife if you got a wife straight. Get your kids if you got kids straight. Set your house in order. Read.
And reprove thy people.
Then go reprove thy people. Read.
Comfort such as of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption.
See, now you can, but you got to start with getting yourself all the way strengthened. And then you can strengthen what? Others. Then you can help strengthen others once you strengthen yourself. That's why the scripture says only one can come through at a time. If you're not strengthened and you hold on to somebody else that's not strengthened, that's the blind leading the blind, and you both gonna fall in a what? Ditch. Let's go back. Verse 9. 2nd Ezra.
2nd Ezra 7 and verse 9. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it.
The city is talking about the kingdom. If the kingdom is given for an inheritance, if a man never passed the dangers set before, what's the dangers? What's the dangers? The dangers is the trials. If you never even attempt to do this truth, you ain't gonna have no trials. You think that you sitting at home and you're not getting judged. You think that you sitting at, you sitting wherever you sit at, wherever you go at. You think you sitting there and you not getting judged. See, ain't nobody judging me. See, can't nobody judge me. That right there, you ain't gonna make it to the kingdom. You ain't going nowhere, bro. You know what you wait for? You wait for the fire and brimstone. Read it again. Watch what it says.
If the city now were given unto a man for an inheritance,
the city is the kingdom. Read.
if he never shall pass the danger set before it,
If you can't pass the dangers, mean you got to congregate with brothers. Brothers got to be able to see your flaws. You got to be able to see brothers' flaws once you stripped it. You can't see another brother's flaws when you're not stripped it. Once you stripped it, you can see another brother's flaws, and you can help them through those bad what? Times. You can help them through his troubles. But you got to be stripped it first, brothers and sisters. You got to be stripped it. You can't tell nobody else they doing wrong when you doing the same way. That don't make sense. Read.
how shall he receive this inheritance?
How you going to receive the kingdom if you don't go through the trials, if you don't congregate, if you ain't keeping the laws, if you ain't keeping, how you going to receive the kingdom? Brothers don't understand that. You thinking that it's another way that you, give me John chapter 10 verse 1 please on the back of that. I know I'm skipping all the way out of my class, but I got to show y'all these things, because if I don't show y'all, y'all ain't going to know. I ain't going to give you no excuse that say, oh, Brother Mark, they showed me that. No. Give me John chapter 10 verse 1. Read what you got.
John 10 and verse 1.
Read.
Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber.
So he said, truly, truly, I say to you, if you try to enter into the kingdom any other way, you are a thief and a what? Robber. Can a thief and a robber get in the kingdom, y'all? No. So he's letting you know, if you try to enter into the kingdom any other way, you can't get in there. You read it one more time, because they didn't understand it, brother.
Verily, verily, I say unto you,
truly, truly, I say unto you,
he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber.
Now let's go back. Let's go back. 6 and read 9 one more time for him, officer.
2 Ezra 7 in verse 9. And this city now were given unto a man. If this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance?
How is he going to receive the inheritance? How is he going to receive the kingdom if you don't do the things that you need to do? Come on, read.
Then I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion.
Even so is Israel's portion. What verse I wanted you to go to? Verse 11. Come on, read.
Verse 11. Because for their sakes I made the world.
Hold on. Because for their sake I made the what?
World.
The world of Israel. For their sake I made the world. For I made the whole world for their sake. Come on, watch this.
And when Adam transgressed my statute.
When he transgressed my what?
Statutes.
Read.
Then was decreed that now is done.
Hold on. Because I don't want y'all to miss the point. I know I went off, but the whole point of me going right here is to show you that Adam was a what? Israelite. Read verse 10 and then 11 one more time, officer. Let's not miss the point. I don't want that to go over y'all head. The whole point I went here is to show you that Adam was a what? Israelite. Watch this. Read it again.
2 Ezra 7 and verse 10. And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion.
Even also is Israel's portion. Read.
Because for their sakes I made the world.
Adam was over everything that was made in the beginning of the what? World. So what was Adam? When they made Adam?
Israelite.
He made him an Israelite. Read.
And when Adam transgressed my statute.
Who got the laws of God? Psalms 147, 19 and 20. Adam. Read.
Then was decreed that now is done.
The decree now is done that you must do these laws, statutes, and commandments to make it to the what? Kingdom of God. That's what's done. If you don't make these, if you don't do God's laws, statutes, and commandments, you cannot make it to the what? Kingdom. That's the decree that was done. All right. So now we go back. Let's go back to Genesis 6 and read 1 through 3 one more time.
Genesis 6 in verse 1. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw that the daughters of men, that they were fair.
Read.
And they took them wives of all which they chose.
Read.
And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with men, but that he also is flesh.
He also is flesh.
Yet his days shall be 120 years.
And now his days should be 120 years. Now watch this. Give me 2 Ezra chapter 6. 2 Ezra chapter 6. And we want to start from 54. Watch this.
2 Ezra 6 verse 54.
Come on.
And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, of him come we all.
Read.
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
Who did he chose? The Israelites. Read.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
Ain't that the same thing we just read?
Yeah.
That's the same thing we just read. Come on, read.
And as for the other people,
As for the other people,
whom also came of Adam,
read.
that I said that they are nothing.
Stop. What's the other people? Who was born of Adam at that time? Who else was born of Adam at that time? After Adam?
Another nation.
What is a Pacific? What nations was they?
Yeah.
The Africans, the Hamites. They was born, and so read it again. As for what?
As for other people,
As for the other people,
which also came of Adam,
read, which also came of Adam. Who else came from Adam? All the way, Gentiles. But I'm just noting that the Africans was born right after Adam. So he says the Africans and the other people, as your Esau's too, your Japanese too, your Chinese too. Read.
which also came of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing.
Read.
But be like unto spittle.
Come on.
And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Stop. That's all I want right there. So from there, let me go. Let's go from there. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 40, verse 7, 40 and verse 15. Because just because I made that statement for a reason. Because I knew I was going to Isaiah 40 and 15. Watch this. So just because y'all think I was talking about the beginning right here, right? But let's see what God says after the beginning. Read what you got.
Isaiah 40, verse 15. Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket.
Stop. He said the what?
Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket.
The nations, with an S on it, right? Read.
And are counted as the small dust of the balance.
Read.
Behold, he taketh up the owls as a very little thing.
Come on.
And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn.
You can burn all the animals there, and they're not sufficient enough for a burnt offering for God. That's what he's saying. Read.
Nor the beasts thereof sufficient for a burnt offering.
Come on.
All nations before him are as nothing.
All nations before him are as nothing. Read.
And they are counted to him less than nothing.
And they counted to him less than nothing. Read.
And vanity.
And what?
Vanity.
And vanity. Useless. You see that right there? So why do we make everybody as people? Why do the Israelites make everybody relevant? Why do we make everyone else relevant except our own people? When they nothing to God. But see, our pastors won't read that because they won't get able to get that money. They won't be able to get that collection plate. They won't be able to get Esau in their congregation, giving them a couple of $100,000. You better not say that. T.D. Jakes, you would never heard T.D. Jakes read that. How you gonna display that? See, he's talking about us all. No. He's talking about certain people. He's talking about other nations. He ain't talking about the Israelites. Because we can go on. Where we at right there? 40?
Yeah.
Hold on. Read 41 and 1, officer. Watch it. I think it's it. 41 and 1. Watch it.
Isaiah 41 and verse 1.
No, not 41 and 1. Hold on. Read 41 and 8. Yep. Read 41 and 8.
Isaiah 41 and verse 8.
Watch this.
But thou, Israel, art my servant.
But thou, Israel, art my servant.
Jacob, whom I have chosen. The seed of Abraham, my friend.
Stop. So he ain't talking about right there in 40 and 15. He ain't talking about Israel. He's talking about who?
No.
He's talking about the other nations. So now, let's go. So now, what I want to do, I just asking a question. Right here, why do our nation don't understand this? Why do we don't understand that the other nations don't mean nothing to God? The only nation that means something to God is us. Why don't we understand that? Why is it so of a big question amongst the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians? Go ahead. You got something?
I'm gonna repeat this.
Say it a little louder so they can hear you. I know you ain't got no mic.
I gotta get
the order on the
what I've heard, but it's due to Christianity. It's due to the teachings of Christianity in these churches.
Okay. So you said due to the Christianity that's taught in these churches. I agree 100% with that. I agree 100% of that. So you're exactly right. So now let's deal with it. Give me Psalms chapter 64, verse 1. So you see this. Officer Jordan said, due to Christianity, it's 100% why our people don't understand that today. And he's exactly right, because you got to remember, man, it's a people that's running this world, the whole world, right? Christianity is in every country now, if y'all know that. Christianity is in every country now. All right? So even if they don't go by Christianity, they go by the policies of the United States. A lot of them go by the policies of the United States. For them to be able to what? Buy and what? Sell. Didn't they just put sanctions on Russia? Yeah. They just put it so don't nobody buy nothing from Russia, blah, blah, blah. They just put sanctions on Russia. See, but our people don't understand that. Yeah. They understand United States control the trade. That's why when you read in Revelations 18, it talks about the merchants was going to be on the ships crying because they weren't able to trade back. America wasn't going to buy from them no more because they are waxed rich off America. So they was going to be on the ships crying when America was blown up. Because they control the trade. The nations have waxed rich off this country right here. Wax rich. Saudi Arabia with the oil. Mm-hmm. What's that country that got that's got those big cities now? I mean, big buildings over now in Dubai. Yeah, what is it called? Dubai. All them, they'll wax rich off the United States. Off of the inventions that a lot of so-called black men have made. They'll wax rich off those things. All right? Watch this real quick. Let's go to Psalm 64 and 1.
Psalm 64 and verse 1. Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked. Watch this.
From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
For the tumults, the loud gatherings of the workers of iniquity. Come on, read.
Who whet their tongue like a sword.
Who whet their tongues like a sword. So they sharpen their tongues like a sword. Read.
And bend their bows to shoot their arrows.
And bend their bows to shoot their arrows. So now watch this. You notice when our nation, let me see what I was going to say. So read that again, verse 3, one more time. Yeah, that's what I want to make the point on. Go ahead, read.
Psalm 64 and verse 3.
Read, watch this.
Who whet their tongue like a sword.
Who whet their tongue like a sword.
And bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
Any bitter words. You notice when they go against, when they always talk about the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians, when they always talk about our people, yeah. You notice that they always bring up your past. Like if you 55 years old, they'll tell you, they're on the news, he robbed a bank in 1990. But damn, why do you have to bring that up? That was in 1990. The man ain't got nothing else on his record. And he did that in 1990. But they'll bring that up in a news thing to make it seem like whatever happened to you, it was justified. To slander the blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians' name. Yeah. Like everything that we do is so what? Bad. Read it one more time. Watch this.
Who wet their tongue like a sword.
Who wet their tongue like a sword.
And bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words.
Even bitter words do they spin against us when we in trouble. They always got bad words for the so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians when we get some trouble. They go back in our past. They dig up things. That's why the Bible said they do what? A diligent search. They go back and they dig up bad things that we did in our past. Even a child, they'll go back. Well, when he was 10 years old, he got locked up in juvenile hall. Why do that matter? Read, come on.
It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Read that one more time.
That they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
Read.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
And so why do they don't? It's a thing right here. Why do these people shoot at us and now they fear not? You know, this God says they shoot at us. They shoot at us with their what? Tongues. They talking bad about us and now they don't fear not. Why is it? Let's examine it. Give me Psalm chapter 50, verse 19.
Psalms 50 and verse 19.
Let's see what it says.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil.
What they do?
Thou givest thy mouth to evil.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil.
And thy tongue frameth deceit.
Thy tongue frameth deceit. Lies. This what's the word I'm looking for? When you lies and deceit. Just keep on going. Deceit. That's I just use it. Deception. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Go ahead. Read.
And thou sittest and speakest against thy brother.
And thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Read.
Thou slanderest thine own mother's son.
Hold on. Who they talking about? Who we just say that every time we something happened to us, they bring up our past. Yeah. Let's see who that's talking about. From our, hold on, officer, precept. Give me Obadiah chapter 8, verse 10, please. Obadiah chapter 8, verse 10. Watch this.
Obadiah, verse 8.
No, it's Obadiah 8. My fault, I said it wrong. Obadiah 8, I said it wrong.
Obadiah, verse 8. Shall not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
Read. Destroy the wise men out of Edom. Read.
And understanding out of the mount of Esau.
So he said he's going to destroy the understanding out of the mount of Esau. Watch this.
And their mighty men, O Teman.
So now let's see who Teman is. Give me Genesis chapter 36 and give me read 8 through 11. Genesis chapter 36, read 8 through 11. Let's see who Teman is. Come on.
Genesis 36 and verse 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir.
Read.
These are the names of Esau's sons. Eliphaz, the son of Adah, the wife of Esau. Ruel, the son of Basemath, the wife of Esau. The sons of Eliphaz were Teman.
The what's who?
Teman.
That's it. That's all I want. So now let's go back. When it goes back to Obadiah in verse 9.
Obadiah in verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed. to the end that every one of the amount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
Read. Why? He's going to explain why. Read.
For thy violence against thy brother.
So you got to remember, Esau was supposed to be our what? Brother. He was Jacob's what?
Brother.
He was Jacob's brother. Read again. For the what?
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob.
For the violence against thy brother Jacob. Jacob is the what? Israelites. For the violence against thy brother Jacob.
Shame shall cover thee.
Shame shall cover thee.
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
And thou shalt be cut off what?
Forever.
Forever. So you see that? Because of, now let's go back from her. Let's go back to Psalms 51 and verse 21. Let's read 20 and then go to 21.
Psalms 51 and verse 20. Or 50
verse 20.
50 verse 20. It says, thou sittest and speakest against thy brother.
Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, which is who? Us.
Mm-hmm.
They sitteth and speak against us. Jacob, read.
Thou slanderest thy own mother's son.
Thou slanderest thy own mother's son. Come on.
These things hast thou done, and I kept silent.
See, God said these things have y'all done, and I kept silent. Read.
Though thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself.
Read.
But I will reprove thee, and set them in order before thine eyes.
See, now let's go back to where we was. Now that explains Psalms 64 and 4. Let's see what that explains it now.
Psalm 64 and verse 4. It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
Read.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
Because God went to his place. And Esau can read the Bible and understand that God ain't dealing with them no more. He gave them over to us. So they shot at secret. They don't have to be something. They don't have to shoot at us no more with fear. Whatever they want to say against God's chosen people, they say. That's why they slander us all the time on the news. And if you ever notice, it's just not Esau. Look at the Japanese. Look at the Chinese, how they talk about us. Look at the Arabs, how they talk about us. That's why God said all of them must go. All of them must go. Read verse 5.
Verse 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of lion snares privately.
Read.
Snares privately.
They commune of lion snares. Snares is called traps. Snares are traps. So they lay traps, snares privately. Read.
They say, who shall see them?
Who gonna see us? Who's gonna see what we doing? Who's going to see what we doing? Give me Revelation chapter 17, verse 1. Let's say, who's going to see what we doing? Revelation chapter 17, verse 1. This is why God says, I pray for them. I pray not for the world. You see that? The world is trying to what? Kill them. The world is trying to cut them off. The them is us, brothers and sisters. Read what you got. Revelation
17 and verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
See, the great whore is the United States of America. Why do God call her the great whore? The Statue of Liberty is supposed to be a what? A woman sitting on, it's supposed to be a woman sitting on the great, on many waters. Watch this, read.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication.
And the Statue of Liberty and the United States, let me say that, clear that up. United States is sitting on many waters. On one side is the Pacific, on the other side is the Atlantic. And what else you got? You got
Atlantic,
the Pacific, the Atlantic, and then what's the sea on where Florida is?
That's the Gulf, ain't it?
The Gulf. Yeah, what is? Yeah, it is, but. Then you go under there to Mexico and all that. Yeah, you're right, it's the Gulf, but then you go into Mexico. It sits on many what?
Waters.
Many waters. All right, read. Come on.
It says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
So the many of the people on the earth have been made drunk with the lies of that Esau told. The lies that they are told. Watch this, read.
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Having 7 heads and 10 horns. That's going into America. Well, hold on real quick. And his the people that comes from America, the Spain, British, Spain, Europe, France, Germany, Russia.
Yeah.
I ain't naming them in the row, but I ain't naming them in the row. I'm sorry. Roman, Greek, the Greeks, Roman, Spain, Greek, Roman, Spain, Russia. I mean not Russia. Spain, France, Germany. Dang on there, I can't get the last word out. And hold on, Spain. What did I say? Spain, France, Germany, Russia, and Great Britain. All right, now my bad, y'all. I ain't been there in a minute. My head ain't there on that. All right, so that's the 10 horns, the 7 heads and the 10 horns. All right, the 10 horns is going into the UN, the United Nation, and that's the United States allies. Okay, so read 3 again one more time. Let me get my mind right.
Revelation 17 and verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Having 7 heads and what?
10 horns.
And 10 horns. Hold on real quick. Let me see what I want right here. All right. Now read verse 2 for me one more time.
Revelation 17 and verse 2.
Watch this.
With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Now, we already explained this, what it was saying. Give me Revelations 18 and verse 3. Watch this.
Revelations 18 and verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
All nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornications. Watch this. I'm going to explain this when I was reading 17. Come on.
And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. And the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies.
So America made other nations wax rich. That's what I was bringing up earlier. So I'm explaining that now. Give me Revelation 13 and 7. Watch this.
Revelation 13 and verse 7. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints, and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations.
All what?
Kindreds, tongues, and nations.
So that right there explains that with the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth has been made drunk with a lie. Because why? Because Esau had power over all these what?
All nations.
All the people. He had power. How did he start off with that power? By him having that nuclear weapon. That gave him that great power to make all nations fear. All right, we ain't gonna go into that. We will come back. We will deal with that on another day. But let's go back to Psalms 64 and 6. Psalm 64 and 6.
Psalm 64 verse 6. They search out iniquities.
They search out iniquities.
They accomplish a diligent search.
They accomplish a diligent search. Read.
Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
The inward thought and the heart of them is what?
Deep.
Deep. Every one of them, inward thought is what? Deep. How can we get rid of them? Some of them is, let me explain. He said every one of them in the thought of their head is deep. Racism. Hatred. How do we know this? I'm going to show you how we know this. I didn't even have this written down, but I'm going to go to it. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. I'm going to show you Let's read that and go to Wisdom Solomon 15 and 15. Then read that one more time for me before we go there.
Read Wisdom Solomon first.
No, read that first. 6 verse 6.
Psalm 64 verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Every one of them in the heart is deep. Now watch this. Give me Wisdom of Solomon chapter 17 and let's start with 16. Watch this.
Wisdom of Solomon 17 and verse 16.
No, start with 15.
Verse 15. We're partly vexed with monstrous...
No. Wisdom of Solomon 15.
Oh, 15.
And 15.
Wisdom of Solomon 15 and verse 15.
Watch it.
For they counted all the idols of the heathen to be gods.
Read.
Which neither have the use of the eyes to see, nor noses to draw breath, nor ears to hear, nor fingers of hands to handle. And as for their feet, they are slow to go.
They slow to go. Read.
For man made them, and he that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them.
See, he borrowed his own spirit. He put his own spirit on these things, and he fashioned them. Read.
But no man can make a God like unto himself.
Read.
For being mortal, he worketh a dead thing with wicked hands.
Read.
For he himself is better than the things which he worshipeth.
Come on.
Whereas he lived once, but they never.
Read.
Yea, they worship those beasts also.
Hold on. Yea, they worship those what?
Beasts also.
So that beast is going into Esau. He said, you remember the dragon. The dragon, they worship those beasts also. Watch this.
That are most hateful.
Who's most hated in the world except the so-called Caucasian people? The so-called white man. Who's more hated than them? The Arabs hate them. The Japanese hate them. The Chinese hate them. They old Russian. The Russian hate them. Yeah. Europe hate them. They old people. These old people hate them.
Yeah.
Did I make it up?
Yeah.
The Africans hate them. Watch this. Read that part again. Watch this. What it say?
Yea, they worship those beasts also that are most hateful.
That was who was given the power of this world. Read. Watch this.
For being compared together, some are worse than others.
Hold on. Being compared together, some are what?
Worse than others.
So that means some of them got that thought in their head that, yeah, I don't like them N-words. And some of them straight up tell you, I don't like you N-word. I'm gonna say it again. Some of them are thinking, you know what, I don't like them N's. When they're around each other, man, I don't like them niggas, man. When they're at home, they'll say it. Yeah. But when some of them will tell you straight up, yeah, I don't like you, bro. Yeah. Read. Verse 19.
It says, neither are they beautiful.
Neither are they what?
Beautiful.
What did God say? Neither are they what?
Beautiful.
Read.
So much as to be desired in respect of beasts. Mm-hmm. But they went without the praise of God and his blessing.
And see, they went without the praise of God and without God's blessing. Our people don't understand that. Our people, you want to size up these people and make them your what? Friend. But that's why they shoot us at private. They shoot at us because they don't think we got no God. They shoot at us because they think God don't love us no more. But God loves you, brothers and sisters, who's keeping his laws, statutes, commandments, and you stand stiffly for his name. This is who he loves. Give me Psalms 94 and 16. This is who God loves right here. Watch this.
Psalms 94 in verse 16.
Read.
It says, who will rise up for me?
Who will rise up for me?
Against the evildoers.
Read.
Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Is that it?
That's it.
That's who God loves. The ones that's going to stand up for him against the workers of iniquity. That's who God loves. And that's the same person that loves God. Because when you standing up against wickedness, you love God. Everybody got that? All right, let's go back. Let's go to Hosea chapter 4, verse 8. Hosea chapter 4, verse 8. Watch this.
Hosea 4 and verse 8. They eat up the sin of my people.
What they do?
They eat up the sin of my people.
So they eat up the sin of God's people. Who eats up the sin of God's people? The same one that was our brother. They eat up the sin of God's people. Read.
And they set their heart on their iniquity.
And they set their minds. They set their minds on our sins. These people set their minds on our sins. They sit around and think on how can we keep these people in sin. Give me that in Judah 5:20. These people sit around and just think about what can we do to keep these people in what? Sin.
Judah 5:20. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people,
if there be any what?
Error in this people,
come on,
and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
This is gonna be our ruin. Come on.
And let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Come on.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation,
but if there be no sin in their nation,
let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their God before them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
Did you see that right there? Hey, don't play with us when we keeping these laws. That's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. It ain't nothing you can't do when you keeping God's laws. There ain't nothing can come against you. When you keeping God's law, ain't no enchantments, ain't nothing can come against you. When you doing thus says the Lord. That's what we must do, brothers and sisters. We must become together as a team to play under one rulership as Christ. Whatever you want to call him, the Messiah, Christ, whatever you want to call him. But it's only one man. Well, it's two. It's him and his Father. Y'all understand that? Read that again.
Hosea.
Chapter 4, verse 8.
4 and 8. They eat up the sin of my people.
They eat up the sin of my people.
And they set their heart on their iniquities.
They set their heart on their iniquities. That's why they sit around and think of things to what? Make us sin. They sit around and think of things to keep us in sin. You know what? Let's put bacon all the way around the piece of edge. Bacon, 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 bacon. Let's make a commercial now with women half naked to keep their minds glued to, you know what? Damn, I gotta go to nudie bar. I seen that woman half naked. They put things on your mind. Oh, let me go watch a porn movie because I seen this. They keep us occupied in bad things, brothers and sisters. From give me 1 Corinthians 12:2.
1 Corinthians 12 in verse 2. It says, you know that you were Gentiles.
You know that you was Gentiles.
Carried away unto these dumb idols.
They carried away into these dumb idols. We were Gentiles before we woke up. Carried away unto these dumb idols. Dumb idols is, who's we worshiping? Caesar Borgia. What color is Caesar Borgia? White. That was a dumb idol. Buddha. Who the hell's Buddha? Something with a dot on his head with 20 arms. What is that? A dumb idol. What is a 7-day Adventist? What is that? Can you show me a scripture with 7-day Adventist? What about the Ishmaelites, the Arabs? They was back in the Old Testament with Jacob. Did anybody see Jacob bow down and pray 5 times to Mecca? Where's that at in the Bible? When God established us as a nation when we came out of Egypt, right? Did you see any Israelites behind us? I didn't see none of people. I didn't see no people worshiping Ishmael. So I'm giving y'all a thought right here. I'm giving you a mind frame that these people have conjured up these things upon us. I wish I had that thing where I can show you that religion list. When the 7 day, when the Baptist started, the 7 Day Adventist started, when the Catholicism, the Catholic started. I wish I had that list where I could show you. You got it? You got one? But you look real quick, and while you looking, we'll read that again one time.
1 Corinthians 11.
12 and 2.
12 and 2. Okay. 1 Corinthians 12, verse 2. You know that you were Gentiles carried away unto these dumb idols.
You know you was Gentiles carried away to these dumb idols, read.
Even as you were led.
Even as you was led. You was led into these things. Our people was always led into these things. Give me Malachi chapter 1, verse 11. We was always led into these things, brothers and sisters. Watch this. Malachi chapter 1, verse 11. Why was we led into these things? Because we went away from our what? God. Watch this.
Malachi 1 and verse 11. It says, For from the rising of the sun, even until the going down of the same, my name shall be great among the Gentiles.
So God says his name going to be great amongst the Gentiles. Read.
And in every place, incense shall be offered unto my name.
Every place, incense shall be offered unto my name. Read.
And a pure offering.
And a pure offering.
For my name shall be great among the heathen.
Read.
Saith the Lord of hosts.
Said the Lord of hosts. His name's going to be great amongst the heathen. These are talking about the Gentiles that it was said when we was once what? Once Gentiles. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Give me First Ezra chapter 8 and verse 69. He said his name's gonna be great amongst the Gentiles. Because we're gonna be scattered throughout all these what? Different what? Watch this. Let's see some of the nations that we was gonna be scattered. First Ezra chapter 8 and 69. Come on.
First Ezra 8 and verse 69. The nation of Israel, the priests, the nation of Israel, the princes, the priests, and Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land.
They have not put away from them the strange people of the land. Come on.
Nor the pollutions of the Gentiles to wit.
Nor the pollutions of the Gentiles therewith. Come on.
Of the Canaanites, the Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, and the Moabites, Egyptians, and Edomites. For both they and their sons have married with their daughters, and the holy seed is mixed with the strange people of the land.
Hold on, let's read that one more time, because I read 69 one more time. I was in second, Ezra 8, and I'm like, hold on, I don't see this. Read it one more time.
Ezra 8 and verse 69.
Read, here it goes.
The nation of Israel, the princes, the priests, and Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land.
Read.
Nor the pollution of the Gentiles.
Nor to see the strange people of the land, nor the pollution of the Gentiles, same people. Read, watch this.
To wit of the Canaanites.
So he's going to tell you to who is of the Canaanites, Africans,
Hittites,
Africans,
Perizzites,
Africans,
Jebusites,
Africans,
and the Moabites,
Chinese,
Egyptians,
you know more Africans,
and Edomites,
Caucasian, from the Russian. From the Russian Caucasus Mountains of Russia, Georgia. You know what I'm trying to say. So we ain't putting none of these people what? Away. These are the Gentiles that we was going to be scattered what? Amongst. These are the ones we was going to be scattered amongst. And his name was going to be made great in front of these what? Heathens. And is that happening? That's happening right now, baby. It's happening right now in Africa, in the Japanese, the Chinese, even in Israel. Then you go Spain, Europe, This word, we got brothers is getting sanctified in all these what? Nations. Our people are getting cleansed of that garbage that they learned in all these nations and coming back into their Lord, their God, and learning his ways. From her, give me Revelations 12 and 14.
Revelations 12 and verse 14. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place.
And her place is here in America, read.
Where she is nourished for a time, and half a time, from the face of the serpent.
So we was gonna be so when we came over here, we was nourished. We was taken care of. We was taken care of by the devil. For a time, 350 years, all our knowledge, all our understanding, everything we breathed in and out, the God gave us up to the who? Devil. So for us to come out of those things, we got to sanctify. We got to be sanctified. So some of the things that you brothers and sisters still got in y'all, some of the things y'all still fighting, the reason why you fighting them, because this thing has been injected in you for all these years since you grew up. The ways you got right now has been injected in all y'all for all the years that we grew up. It's time for you to get it out of your system by replacing it with the word of God. Why would you want to keep knowledge that your slave master gave you that cannot help you? Give me 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 10. So we was nourished for a times and a half the time by the devil. Watch this. Read what you got.
2 Ezra 8 and verse 10. For thou hast commanded out of the parts of the body, that is to say, out of the breast, milk to be given.
Milk to be given.
Which is the fruit of the breast.
Which is the fruit of the breast. Read.
That the thing which is fashioned may be nourished for a time.
This is a parable that the things that may be fashioned may be nourished for a time. Read.
Till thou disposeth it to thy mercy.
Until thou give to God puts his mercy back unto us. Read.
Thou broughtest it up with thy righteousness.
Thou what?
Broughtest it up with thy righteousness.
Thou broughtest it up with our righteousness, with God's righteousness. So now when God gives you his laws back, he's going to bring you up. He brought it up with thy righteousness, with his laws.
It nurtures it in thy law.
And that word nurtures means developed it. He developed you in his laws. That's what God doing. He is developing you in his laws. Read.
And reformeth it with thy judgment.
He's reforming it with our judgment. So he's reforming, he's developing you, and he's reforming you in his what? Judgment and his laws, brothers and sisters. So when we coming out of Esau, this is what's happening right here. Read 12 again. This is what happened. Start with 11, then 12. Come on.
All right, verse 11. That the thing which is fashioned may be nourished for a time, till thou dispose of it to thy mercy.
Till thou dispose of it to thy mercy. Come on.
Thou broughtest it up with thy righteousness.
So God's going to bring you up with his righteousness.
It nurtures it in thy law.
He's going to develop you in his law.
And reformeth it with thy judgment.
And reforming this with that. When you reform from something, you what? When you reform from something.
Refashion it.
Refashion it when you, give me the definition of reform. I got you. There you go.
Reform.
Go ahead.
To put or change into an improved form or condition.
To put or change into a improved form or condition. What was our condition? And we was nourished in Revelation 12. I read to y'all, and we was nourished by the devil for a time, and a half a time for 350 years. If the devil nourished us and took care of us and gave us all his knowledge, God had to what? Reform us to change us what?
Change us either back to where we were.
Change us. Yes, he gotta. Is he gonna let us stay where can we make it to the kingdom if we stay in Esau's ways?
No.
So he has to change us back. He has to develop us with his law and reform us to change us back to what we was. See, to put change into an improved form or condition, to change or to change you and to improve you from what you was. You understand? So God had to change us. He had to improve us from what we was. All right? Hold on, sometime. Let me see something real quick. I'm sorry about this. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm coming. Oh, man. What the hell just happened? I don't know what happened right there. Did I get that for her? All right. Let me see what I got it. Yes, I want this. Okay, ED. All right. One second, guys. I'm coming. There's go. Read that one right there, officer. That one's a little more clearer than that other one. Read that one right there.
Reform by Google Dictionary. Having been changed in such a way as to be improved.
To be improved. So God had to improve us. That's how he nurtured us in his laws. He gave us his laws to improve us from the dead state that we was what? In. The dead state that we was in. That makes sense to everybody? Everybody got that? I hope y'all do. If y'all don't, stay with me. John chapter 17, verse 10. John 17, verse 10. We almost done, brothers and sisters. John 17 and 10. 17 and 10.
John 17 and verse 10. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them.
Read.
And now I am no more in the world.
I'm no more in the world.
But these are in the world.
But these are in the world.
And I come to see. Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are.
That they may be what?
One as we are.
That they may be one as we are, meaning on one what? Accord in God's what? Law. Watch this, read. Because they had to be what? Reformed. They had to be what? Changed. Read.
While I was with them.
While I was with them.
In the world. I kept them in thy name.
While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name.
Those that thou gavest me, I have kept.
Stop. You know why it's heavy right there? Hold on, y'all. You know why it's heavy right there when he said. Read that again. Watch this. Verse 12.
While I was with them in the world.
While I was with them in the world.
I kept them in thy name.
That's what That's why you need a leader. That's why you need a elder. That's why you need a camp. That's why you need brothers to gather together. Because Christ was with them. He kept them what?
Together.
He kept them together. Watch the next part. Read.
Those that thou gavest me I have kept.
Read.
And none of them is lost.
And none of them is lost.
But the son of perdition.
But the son of prediction.
That the scripture might be fulfilled.
Now, y'all hang on to this because this is going to be heavy. So y'all keep precept upon precept on this, okay? So you can keep up. We're going to do it slow. But I'm going to read 12 one more time. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. The name is talking about the law, not his name. He kept them in the laws. Watch this. Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost. Why is none of them lost? Because he kept them in God's what? Law. He kept them in the laws. But the son of prediction. So when the scripture says, no, I ain't going to do that. I'm going to do that on another day. I want to do that on another day. I ain't going to do that because I don't want to cross-contaminate. I don't want to do that. It'll mess y'all all the way up. The son of prediction that the scriptures might be what? Fulfilled. All right, so now watch this. Give me 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 1 also. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 1 through 12.
2 Thessalonians 2 in verse 1 or 12. 2 Thessalonians 2 in verse 12. That they all might be damned who believe not the truth.
2 Thessalonians. Hold on, let me be sure. 2 Thessalonians
2 and 1.
2 and 1.
1 through 12. Okay.
Yeah.
2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind.
That ye be soon not shaken in mind, read.
Or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that day of Christ is at hand.
Read.
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first.
Except there be a falling away first. Watch this.
And that man of sin be revealed.
And that man of sin be revealed. Watch this.
The son of perdition.
The son of what?
Perdition.
So now, hold on now. The reason why we're here is because I'm going to explain to you. It says in 12, except the son of prediction, right? Mm-hmm. Read 12. Read that again. Read John 17 and 12 one more time.
John 17 and verse 12.
Watch this.
While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou gavest me, I have kept, and none of them is lost.
Read.
But the son of perdition.
But the son of perdition.
That the scripture might be fulfilled.
Now, let's get you some understanding here. Watch this. So what we read that 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3 again.
2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there cometh falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
So now, what did you notice we've been revealing? What have we been revealing? What's the falling away? What's the falling away dealing with? The falling away and then the son of perdition is being revealed.
Falling away, Israelites falling out of the truth?
No.
Falling away. I know the son of perdition is sin.
It's falling away first, that the son of sin be revealed. That the man of sin be revealed, and the son of prediction.
It'll be in Luke 21 and 24. I got in Luke 21, 24, I got, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations.
So the falling away dealing with us going into what?
Captivity.
It did, and that the Son of Man be revealed. What's that going into?
And that son of perdition.
That that the man of sin be revealed. I keep on saying something. I can't get away from it. I'm sorry. I'm saying the same thing every time.
Son of perdition.
That the man of sin may be revealed. What's happening right there?
Now it speaks of the Son of Man being revealed. That's the man. It goes on to explain. It says,
not the Son of Man, the man of sin.
The man of sin is the man who opposes and
No, I don't want to go there. I'm asking you right here.
Who is he?
Yes, explain to me in that verse. We've been going through all of this.
It sounds like the same man we spoke of, the Edomites.
Okay, so that the man of sin be revealed. Who's the man of sin? Esau.
Yeah.
All right. So that the Son of Man be revealed, the son of perdition, the son of sin is the son of sin is the man of the son of prediction. All right, the man of sin is the same man as this. All right, it's the same man. So watch this. I'm gonna show you what I'm. What was I going at? I was. Hold on, let me see where I was going at. All right, read 3 again, also.
2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first.
It's falling away, us going into captivity.
And that man of sin be revealed.
And then after we already in captivity, how is that man of sin gonna be revealed? By the brothers out there on the corners teaching this word. By us showing reading this, showing the scriptures, showing who the wicked is. Showing that the wicked was given into the world, that the world was given into the hand of the wicked. We're showing you that man is Esau. We're showing you who the son of prediction is, the man of sin. We're showing you that Esau is that man. You understand that? That's what it is right there. Come on, read.
Remember ye not that when I was yet with you.
Hold on, you skip verse 4.
Yep. Who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God.
Now, this is what I got a precept for that, but go ahead, read.
That is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Showing himself that he is. Who opposeth and exalted himself above God? Let's examine these things. Who on earth said that it's okay to be in the LGBTQ community? Who said it's okay to be in it?
Esau.
Okay. Who said that it's okay for a man to marry a man and a woman to marry a woman?
Same guy.
Esau. Who said that it's okay that you can kill somebody and just ask God for forgiveness? Who said that?
Same man.
The same man. Who said God so loved everybody?
See, boy, the same.
So who opposes God says, Christ said, I only come for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Esau said, no, God loves everybody. That's the opposite right there. He opposes what God says. He hates that God says everybody cannot be saved. So read it one more time.
It says, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God.
He exalted himself above us. All they call God is us. He exalted himself above us. He's saying that his words count. His way, his religion counts. Hold up. Give me James chapter 1, verse 25. I'm making sure it's right. I want the pure religion. That's what I want.
Yeah.
It's a 25, it might be 27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James 1 and verse 27.
Read.
Pure religion and undefiled before God and the Father is this, to visit the fatherless
Read.
and the widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world.
And keep himself unspotted. What is unspotted? Without what? Sin. That's what pure religion is. Esau came up with all these religions and ain't none of them pure. Every one of them is defiled. Some of them, it's like the Seventh-day Adventists, you got to wear a dress. But you don't have to do nothing else. Baptists, you believe in Christ, you have faith in Christ, but you ain't got to do nothing else. Catholics, I don't know what the hell they do. All of that, yeah. All these religions is that they oppose what God put forth, which is his what? His laws. So watch this. Give me the definition of opposing. Definition of oppose. Opposing. Yeah, it's gonna go out of oppose.
The definition of oppose: to disapprove of an attempt to prevent, especially by argument.
See, have you ever noticed every time we get around a Christian and you talk about the Bible, they want to what? They want to argue. They got to debate. Read it one more time for them.
Disapprove of an attempt to prevent, especially by argument.
See, so it says, who opposes and exalt himself above all that is called God. So when our people are following this Christianity spirit, not even the Christianity spirit, if you following Esau's ways, you got he opposes God's what? Laws. Everybody when we out there on the streets that's teaching, when they going against us, they opposing God's laws. They agree with the devil and they don't agree with God. So now, from read verse, no, I'm sorry. Give me Daniel chapter 7, verse 25.
Daniel 7 and verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High. The man that opposes is going to speak against God. God's people that love God never spoke against God. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. The fear of the Lord is the first thing when you fear God, you ain't going to say nothing bad about God. Read it again.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws.
Think to change times and laws. That means you opposes God. You think to change times and laws. That's why for our brothers, you Israelite brothers who's talking about the first side of the moon, the first side of the moon, the half moon, all the dark moon, all this stuff, brothers, is you going off what our slave master already gave us. Instead of you just reading the scriptures and understanding what the scriptures say. We opposes, you're not understanding, you opposing that what God gave you. God said the moon was bright when he first made it. We say that ain't the new moon. That's when the new moon was made, when it's brightness. It was no dark moon. It was no such thing as a dark moon. Don't pull out the scripture talking about the earth was dark, because it says everything was dark and void. Void meaning what? Wasn't nothing what? It was empty. Wasn't nothing there. So it wasn't no damn dark moon there. The first moon was made in 14 when he made the light and the greater light and the lesser what? Light. We opposing that thing. You morning to morning, brothers. He said from evening to morning. Evening to evening, right? How it goes? Evening. How's it go? Evening to morning. Yeah, evening to morning. How the hell do we get morning to evening? Or morning to morning? How we get that? God says from evening to morning is the what do you have to do? Evening to what?
Evening and the morning was the first day.
And evening to morning was the first day.
Start with the evening.
How do we get morning to morning? Ain't no evening. Then these brothers pull out, well, it's 12 hours in a day. Well, damn, you missed, you skipped the night. So it ain't no night. What do the night count as then? It is 12 hours in a day. If your brain understand that 12 hours of daylight, and then you got 12 hours of twilight. Then you got 12 hours of daylight. Then you got 12 hours of twilight. How the hell do we got no night? Morning to morning. The night don't mean nothing. But damn. I'm just giving you, I don't mean to jump, but I'm just showing you that these are the things we oppose what the Bible say, which makes us what? Esau-like. That's why we went to 1 Corinthians 12 and 2. All right, let's go. Do we read there? All Daniel 7:25? Yeah. All right, give me Revelation 3 and 9.
No, we read all those scriptures.
All right, go ahead, go back, read that.
And we shall speak great words against the Most High, shall wear out the saints of the Most High, think to change times and laws. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times, and the dividing of time.
Think to change times and laws. I'm going to show you another law that they changed. Give me Revelations 3 and 9. I'm going to show you another law that they oppose it. They oppose. Was that last week where I brought it out that they cast God's laws behind their back? That was last week, right? Yep. Watch this. That they oppose it, God. Watch this. 3 and 9.
Revelations 3 and verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
Which say they are Jews and are not.
Read.
But do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
That I have what?
Loved thee.
That I know that I love. I will make them the synagogue of Satan. Some of y'all brothers is going to be made the synagogue of Satan. Let me show you. You remember I said opposes God? You brothers that's wearing those tzitzits, you opposes God. You oppose him. It's nowhere in the scriptures where you seen that done. Nowhere. Strip one fringe on each end of your corner. It's nowhere in the scriptures where you see that done. And majority of you brothers, we know that part's not right. But none of y'all got border of blue on your damn garment. And then some of you smart brothers put the border of blue on the garment and then have your fringes and have the tzitzits on there. Bro, what you are opposing what God says. You don't even understand. You are opposing. Give me Nehemiah. What's it? Nehemiah 1 and 8. What is that? Zephaniah 1 and 8. Zephaniah 1 and 8. You're opposing. We don't even understand we oppose what God says. That means we opposite. We go against. We disapprove. Come on.
Zephaniah 1 and verse 8. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children, and all such are clothed with strange apparel.
If you got those tzitzits on when Christ comes back, I guarantee you won't be pulled up in that church. I guarantee you, because you oppose it. Guarantee you won't be pulled up in that church. That's strange apparel to God. Christ didn't have no damn tzitzits on. Christ said, when you read the Bible, he tells you the example, follow my example. Show me where Christ had tzitzits. Yeah, that's Christianity, brothers. Some of you brothers still got Christianity on your mind. Y'all come in this truth. Y'all think that y'all know something. Y'all lean into your own understanding. You coming up with your own righteousness. Give me that Romans chapter 10, verse 3, officer.
Romans 10 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
For they being ignorant of God's righteousness.
They being ignorant of God's righteousness.
And going about to establish their own righteousness.
You're going about to establish your own righteousness, following Esau.
Have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God.
See, you ain't submitted yourself unto God. You ain't submitted yourself unto God. We trying to invent things. We trying to do things our own way. We ain't submitted ourselves unto the Most High. We ain't been sitting. I don't care what you call them, Messiah, Yahweh, Yehoshua. I don't care what you call them. You ain't submitted yourself unto them. You got tensions on. Well, I do it this way. You hard-headed. Go back. Go to 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 5.
2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 5.
Uh-huh.
Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things.
You remember ye not when I was yet with you, I told you these things. What things did he tell us? Give me John chapter 16, verse 1. What things did Christ tell us when he was with us? Let's see what he told us.
John 16 and verse 1. These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended, that ye shall put that they shall put you off. They should put you out of the synagogue.
So these things, he's saying these things I told you, these laws, these corrections, these things I taught you, that you should not be offended. What happens when a brother get offended when he's told when he's told that he's doing something wrong? What happens when he get offended?
He gets ticked off.
Okay, so what? Give me an understanding. What happens when he get ticked off? Officer, what happens when you get ticked off?
There's a couple different things. I mean, he could leave.
Okay, he can leave.
He could start to try to make rumors about a brother, lie on a brother or something like that, to try to make that brother look bad because he's in the midst of sin.
Okay, so he could start rumors and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So it says, read 16 again. Watch this.
John 16 and verse 1. These things have I spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended.
That you should not be offended. Why do brothers, when brothers offended, what did Paul say about being offended? Give me that in 2 Thessalonians, I'm not 2 Thessalonians, 2 Corinthians chapter 11 and 21. I think that's what I want.
2 Corinthians 11 and verse 21. I speak concerning reproach.
Read. I speak with you concerning disapproval. Watch this.
As though we had been weak.
And as though we have been weak. Read.
Howbeit, wheresoever any is bold, I speak foolishly.
Uh-huh.
I am bold also.
I'm bold also.
Are they Hebrews? So am I.
Read.
Are they Israelites? So am I.
Read.
Are they the seed of Abraham? So am I.
Come on.
Are they ministers of Christ? I speak as a fool.
Read.
I am more.
I am more. Read.
And labors more abundant.
Hold on, stop. That ain't, hold on. Let me see. It was sounding good. It was sounding good, but I don't think that's, where did I tell you?
2 Corinthians 11.
All right, well, go down to 29. Jump down to 29. That's what I want.
All right, verse 29. Who is weak? And I am not weak.
He said, who is weak? I am not weak.
Who is offended? And I burn not.
He who's offended, because when you're offended, brother, you gonna burn. When you're offended by the word of God, you gonna burn. Why? Because you don't believe. That's why he said, when you offended, I burn not. What happens when you get offended? Your heart's broken. Now you don't want to listen. Hold on real quick. Hold on, I don't mean to go off, but let me go. You got something? You want to say something right there?
That'll cause you to hate your brother.
That'll cause you to what?
Hate your brother.
There you go. That'll cause you to hate your brother right there. That'll cause you to hate your brother when you offended. Give me Proverbs chapter 18, verse 19. Watch this. It'll cause you to hate your brother is because you offended because you was in the midst of what? Sin. Watch this. Proverbs 18, 19.
Proverbs 18 verse 19. A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city.
A brother that's offended is stronger. A brother offended is harder to be warned than a strong city. Watch this.
And their contentions are like the bars of a castle.
And their contentions is like the bars of the castle. The bars of the castles are what? Thick. So are they what? They're contentions. Very thick, very strong. Their contention is gonna be the same way. So when you say hate your brother, so a brother can go all the way to what? He'll try to sleep with your what? Wife. He'll try to snatch other brothers what? From you. A brother offended, he becomes weak. That's why Paul, read it again, 2 Corinthians 11 and 29. This is why Paul said this. Watch this.
2 Corinthians 11 and 29. Who is weak? And I am not weak.
Who is weak? I am not weak.
Who is offended? And I burn not.
I burn not. Because you can't be offended when you get corrected. You should not be offended when you get corrected. Because the next thing is for you to do is to go against your brother. That causes a strife and contention between you and your what? Brother. And then what happens? You're going to do all type of things to try to what? Revenge that thing. What have y'all brothers learned since y'all been here? You ain't seen me go through all these things. You ain't seen brothers slander my name because they got what? Corrected. You better start understanding these things is real. They are real. Let's go back. Let's go back. John 16 and verse 2 now.
John 16 and verse 2. They shall put you out of the synagogues. Yea, the time cometh that whosoever killeth you will think that he doeth God's service.
And whoever killeth you would think that they do God's service. Come on.
And these things will they do unto you, because they have not known the Father.
Because they have not known the laws.
Nor me.
Nor Christ.
But these things have I told you, that when the time shall come, you may remember that I told you of them. And these things I said not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you.
Because I was with you. He said these things I didn't have to say to you at the beginning because you was with me. I was going to protect you. So brothers, when you got leaders out here protecting you, you don't have to worry about that. But when that leader is not there, what happens? You're vulnerable. That's why Christ said it. Read that verse 4 again.
But these things have I told you, that when the time shall come, you may remember that I told you of them.
Read.
And these things I said not unto you at the beginning, because I was with you.
Because I was with you. I was your protection. You didn't have to worry about nobody going against you. You didn't have to worry about nobody giving you no hard breakdowns or coming to you with stuff that you didn't understand. Because I was with you. That's why every brother's got to strengthen. Because it's going to be a time where you ain't going to have your elder die. What you going to do? What you going to do when the elder die? You still going to leave. The elder can't help you if he dead. I ain't going to help you when these hard breakdowns come. That's why you must sit and learn, man. Sit, open your ears and learn. Brothers always trying to outdo somebody instead of you learning. Then somebody asks you that question, you look like my man that we had back here. Yeah, he don't know what he was doing, the Frankenstein and the Michael Jackson at the same time. Couldn't get it right. All right, let's go back. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 at verse 6.
2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 6. And now you know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work.
Read.
Only he who now letteth will let. Until he be taken out of the way.
Only he that will now let. If you still falling for Caesar Borgia or garbage, only he that will let. That means you know what sin is now. Only you that allow sin to come in your life, that's on you. It ain't no use of you pointing the finger at nobody because you allowing that sin to come in your life. Read.
And then shall that wicked one be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth.
And see, that spirit of his mouth is the word of God. Read.
And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
And then they're going to get defeated twice. They're going to get defeated with the word of God, and then they're going to get defeated with that missile that they made that they ruled the world with. Read.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
Even him is coming after the working of Satan's.
With all power and signs and lying wonders.
And lying wonders. Some of the lying wonders is their science. They medicines. How they can take a man in a heart transplant. A man that ain't got no leg can walk again. They can give him a fake what? Leg. Or a fake arm where you didn't have no arm, then you got an arm again. Or you got glaucoma and they give you weed to smoke. Lying wonders. Read.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness.
And all with deceivableness of unrighteousness.
And them that perish. Because they receive not the love of the truth.
Because they receive not the commandments. They receive not the commandments of God's laws.
That they might be saved.
That they might be saved. So they didn't receive the laws that they might be saved. Come on.
And for this cause.
And for this cause, because God did not give them that commandments. For this cause.
God shall send them strong delusion.
The strong delusion is to believe the son of prediction. To follow Esau's ways. That's you in the truth and our brothers and sisters who out of the truth. Read.
That they should believe a lie.
And that they should believe a lie. You think a name gonna help you get the kingdom of God? We're a lie. Read.
That they all might be damned.
That they all might be damned.
Who believe not the truth.
They believe not the laws.
But have pleasure in unrighteousness.
And they have pleasure in unrighteousness. So if you sinning and you got pleasure in sinning, this is you. Your ass is going to be damned. That's why it's time to change your ways. Why you still got a chance. Why would you want to stay knowing that you're going to die? That's stupid, man. Might as well just enjoy yourself in this nasty, filthy, disgusting world. Why fake it? You can't fake it in this truth till you make it. It's too hard. Too many eyes that is trying to be spiritual see you. Spiritual eyes is like bing, bing, bing. I'm like that robot. Danger, Roy Roger, danger. I'm telling you, man. So it's danger. Read it again.
That they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness.
That they have pleasure in unrighteousness. Come on.
But we are bound to give thanks always to God for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because God had from the beginning chosen you to salvation through the sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth.
See, through the sanctification of through the cleansing of the Spirit and the belief in his laws. That's how God is chosen. That's who God has chosen. Give me 1 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 8.
1 Thessalonians 3 and verse 8. For now we live, if you stand fast in the Lord.
See, now we live if you stand fast in the Lord. When you do God's laws, you stand fast in the Lord. Read.
For what thanks can we render to God again for you, for all the joy wherewith we joy for your sakes before our God.
See, let me show y'all something. You remember when I was talking to y'all earlier before we start class? This is what I'm talking about right here. Read that again, officer. Watch this. Read that. I'm going to show y'all something.
For what thanks can we render to God again for you? For all the joy wherewith...
Stop. All the what?
Joy.
Stop. How can you... When you see each other, how can you not picture joy of a person who's trying to get saved? It's all you got is negativity when you come around. Ain't no damn way you a brother or sister of God. All we got is wicked thoughts. Can't wait till we get home into the world so we can do whatever we want to do in the world. This do not apply to you. You are opposite of God. You opposing the laws. Read it again.
For what thanks can we render to God again for you? For all the joy wherewith we joy for your sakes before our God.
Before our God. Because we have joy in brothers. We have joy in brothers and sisters. Man, everybody have rough weeks. Yeah, these rough weeks is going to be here. Tribulations is getting harder and what? Harder. But the joy is seeing brothers and sisters is going through the same you going through. Man, I'm just glad to see somebody going through that understand what I'm going through. Because I'm going through the same damn thing. Some of us might be going through it 10 times harder. Some of us might be going 10 times lighter. But how long you're going through something, we all understand that we're going through something for God. The job is rough this week, they messing with me. The wife is rough this week, she's messing with me. The kids is rough this week, they messing with me. The brothers is rough this week, they messing with me. But guess what? It's all in the name of the what? Lord. We all going through it because of God. Read. Watch this.
It says, night and day, praying exceedingly, that we might see your face.
Hold on. What did he say?
Night and day, praying exceedingly.
Exceedingly. Night and day are we praying exceedingly. Then, hey, Lord, please help Officer George, Lord. Please help Sister Early, Lord. Please help Sister Carla. Please help Officer Polly, Lord. Praying night and day that we what?
Exceedingly, that we might see your face.
That we might see your face. We don't know if you're going to be here next Saturday. We don't know if you're going to give up. We don't know if you're going to be offended. We're praying night and day that we will see your face. Read.
And might perfect that which is lacking in your faith.
See, that's what we hoping. We're praying that God take away the things that is lacking in your faith. Whatever it is, you know what's lacking in your faith. You brothers and sisters know what's making you be the way you are. Instead of you coming and you talking to brothers and sisters and sitting down and getting yourself together, you think you can battle these battles on your own. You can't battle these battles on your own. This thing is a spiritual fight. Spiritual is mental. You cannot win a spiritual fight on your own. You need brothers around you. If you brothers is quiet, like to be to yourself, you private, don't want to, you can't win this spiritual fight. You got to come in this thing with your eyes open. You got to come in this thing with everybody knowing, because see, what happens is, if you don't tell brothers and brothers find out, guess what happens? What happens, Officer George, if you don't tell brothers and brothers find out? What happens?
scripture for that too.
All right, while you looking for that, what you got? Officer, what happens when you don't tell brothers and brothers find out?
I mean, the judgment is, or the correction is a little rougher. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't let a brother know what you was going through, and he may have helped you at first, and then you just, you know, took it upon yourself and try to go through it yourself, and then, you know. All
praises. Well said. Well said. Because, hold that real quick before we finish that. Give me that James chapter 5, verse 14. Give me that James chapter 5, verse 14. You said you got something, Officer George?
I can't remember.
Don't worry about it. I know you've been working a lot of hours last night. I know you lack of rest on you.
There is a scripture.
Lack of rest on you. I got you, man. I got mercy on you, brother. Go ahead when you get there.
James 5 and verse 14. Is any sick among you? Let him call for the elders of the church.
16.
No, 16. Confess your faults one to another.
What are we supposed to do?
Confess your faults one to another.
Confess your faults one to another.
And pray one for another.
And pray one for another.
That you may be healed.
That you may be healed. That's all I wanted. Let's go back to where we was. That you may be healed. So we're supposed to confess our fault and we're supposed to pray for one another. But if you private, who's going to know if something's wrong with you?
Right.
Let's go back to verse 10 one more time.
Second Thessalonians.
Yeah, Second Thessalonians.
Second Thessalonians 2.
No, I'm sorry. It's First Thessalonians 3 and 10.
It says, night and day praying exceedingly that we might see your face and might perfect that which is lacking in your faith.
Read.
Now God himself and our Father and our Lord Jesus Christ direct our way unto you.
Direct our way to you. So the Lord's going to direct our way to you. All right? So from there, let's go, give me Luke chapter 22, verse 31.
Luke 22 and verse 31. Mm-hmm. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you,
Read.
That he may sift you as wheat.
That he may sift you as what?
Wheat.
Read.
But I have prayed for thee.
But I prayed for thee.
That thy faith fail not.
That your faith fail not. Hold on, stop. I'm sorry. That was, no. Go back to 2 Thessalonians. I don't want that yet. I want that out to 2 Thessalonians. I'm sorry. Go back to 2 Thessalonians. Chapter 2 and start with verse, where was we at? 11. Verse 11. He gave him a strong delusion.
2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 11.
No, 12.
12. That they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness.
Read.
But we are bound to give thanks always to God for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because God hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth.
So belief of God's law. So he chose you for that. He chose you for that. Now, Luke 22, because I wanted to say that right there to explain Luke 22. Watch it.
Luke 22 and verse 31. The Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan hath desired to have you.
Stop. You notice he said, Simon, Simon. He's calling Peter. He said, the devil, read.
Have desired to have you.
The devil have desired to have you, read.
That it may sift you as wheat.
Come on.
But I have prayed for thee.
But I what?
Prayed for thee.
But I have prayed for thee. Hold on, what did Christ say?
But I have prayed for thee.
Stop. What is a name going to help you if you know a name? What is a star going to help you? What's the pentagram? What's those things called again?
Pomegranate.
Pomegranate. What is that going to help you? What's giving your kids to Molech going to help you? What giving yourself to two women gonna help you? What is water baptism gonna help you? I'm just naming out some things to give you a clue that what he said right here, let's read it again, 31.
And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan have desired to have you.
Satan have desired to have you.
That he may sift you as wheat.
That he may sift you as wheat. What would shift? So he want to scatter us and give us all his under what? Understanding, all his ways. Read, watch this. But watch this.
But I pray for thee.
What did he say?
But I pray for thee.
Hold on, did Christ say, hold up, Simon, I got you. You ain't got to see it. You can go ahead and do whatever you want to do. I got you, Simon, I already died for you. This is after Christ what? Died. Christ said, but I pray for you. Did Christ say, call on my name and I got you? What did he say? But he said what?
I prayed for thee.
But I prayed for you. So Christ did not stop he didn't stop the devil from picking on Peter, which is Simon. He didn't stop the devil. He told Peter, I'm going to what? Pray. I'm going to pray for you. Could Christ stop the devil from messing with Peter? Yes,
yeah,
he can. But did God stop the devil from messing with Christ? Neither is God going to stop the devil from messing with you. You're going to have to step up and earn your way. Read it again.
And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan have desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I pray for thee, that thou fail not.
Read that again.
But I pray for thee, that thou faith fail not.
That your belief fail not through these trials. How do your belief start to fail? You call, sis, you can turn that heat back on. That your faith fail not. Give me an example of how your faith start to fail. What he means.
That their faith failed not. That those trials don't, that you're gonna be going through don't beat you up so much that you fall out.
Woo! It's well said. You got anything to add on that, officer?
No, sir.
That's well said. That's well said right there. That those trials, he said, I pray thee that thy faith fail not. So it's Christ said he ain't gonna stop them. What did Christ tell the other gate? What did he say? My grace is sufficient enough for thee. He told Paul that his grace, that's what it was. He told Paul that his faith was sufficient enough. Right here, he's telling Peter that I pray that your faith fail not. If y'all brothers and sisters looking to keep sinning and think Christ is gonna keep saving you, y'all walking around a dark road with no guidance. Y'all walking the dark road with no light, guys. He's going to pray for you, but if you continue to sin and you continue to go against God, eventually your belief is going to fail. Read. That's it. Go ahead and finish it up. Watch this.
And when thou art converted, strengthen thy brother.
And when you are converted, strengthen thy brother. So he knew that Peter was going to what? He knew Peter was going to make it. He said when you convert it, when you strengthen, when you change all the way, when you go through these trials and you change, then go teach your brother. That's why you notice Peter messed up a couple of times. Remember, Paul had to correct Peter. I just read it about 3 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks, where I showed you where Paul had to come and correct Peter for sitting with the uncircumcised, the uncircumcision. I said uncircumcision. Hold on. Where was we at? All right. From her, give me John chapter 17, verse 15.
John 17, verse 15. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world.
I pray not that thou should take them out of the world. This is Christ talking to his Father. Read.
But that thou shouldest keep them from the evil.
See, God said don't take them out of the world, but keep them from what?
from the evil.
From the evil. That's what Christ was praying for Peter for. He was praying that God keep them from evil. That's why the Bible says that we should pray for one what? One another. To keep you away from evil, brothers and sisters. Read it one more time, Moses.
I pray not.
I don't know about you, but I'm liking this.
Yeah.
I'm liking this. Real talk. Read it again.
I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world.
I pray not that thou should take them out of the world,
but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil.
But thou should keep them from the evil. Because see, if he don't pray for us to be taken out of the world, you're going to be taken out of what? This what? Truth. That world right there is talking about the people that's in the what? Truth. I pray for you not to take them out of the world, but I pray that you keep them from evil. Don't make them back. Don't make them back what? Gentiles. Don't make them back sinners. Speaking of that, let's hold on real quick because we're gonna come right back to that. Give me that 2 Peter's also. 2 Peter's 2:19.
2 Peter 2 and verse 19.
Let me get there to make sure. 2 Peter 2. Yep. 2 Peter 2 and 21.
2 Peter 2 and verse 21.
Uh-huh.
For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness.
Read.
Than after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them.
Read.
But it has happened unto them according to the true proverb.
According to a true proverb.
The dog is turned to his own vomit again.
That dog is talking about us going back into sin. Read.
And the soul that was washed.
And the soul is talking about the pig. And that pig that was washed, that was clean.
To a wallowing in the mirror.
And so he go back wallowing into mud. That's the true proverb. It's not right for us to come out of sin, guys, and roll right back in the same things that we was doing when we was out of it. God took us out of the world, and now we right back in the world, rolling in the same way that we was rolling before God took us out of those things. Your belief gotta be the belief of a mustard seed. Go back. John 17:15, watch this one more time.
John 17, verse 15. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil.
That thou should keep them from the what?
Evil.
That thou should keep them from the evil. Give me give me Galatians 1 and 4. Galatians 1 and 4, watch this.
Galatians 1 and verse 4. Who gave himself for our sins, that he might deliver us from this present evil world.
Now read it again. Watch this.
Who gave himself for our sins.
Who gave himself for our sins.
That he might deliver us from this present evil world.
From this evil world.
According to the will of God and our Father.
So the way he's going to deliver us out of this world is according to the what?
According to the will of God and our Father.
Give me the will, officer. According to the will. So he's going to deliver us through the will of God. He's going to deliver us through the will. Wow.
Psalms 40 in verse 8. I delight to do thy will, O my God. Yea, thy law is within my heart.
So he said, who gave himself for us, for our sins? Give me Job chapter 9, verse 24. Who gave himself for our sins, that he might deliver us from the present evil, this present evil world. This present what? Evil world. Let's see who the world's given to. Job 9:24.
Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Stop. Who's ruling the earth? We already went through that earlier. Esau. So the world is given into the hands of the wicked.
He covered the faces of the judges thereof.
That's why Esau got in their church. Everybody's white. Christ's white. The angels white. God's white. He covered the faces thereof. Every one of those is black. The angels black. Christ's black. God's black. So from her, officer, give me Luke 17:22. We almost done. A couple of more scriptures we'll be done, guys.
Luke 17 and verse 22.
Read.
And he said unto the disciples, the days will come when you shall desire to see one of the days of the sons of men.
And the days will come when you desire to see the days of the Son of Man, or one of the days of the Son of Man. Watch this.
And ye shall not see it.
And you should not what?
See it.
And you should not see it. Is that it?
That's it.
All right. So it's so why? Because the reason why I went here is, read it one more time, officer.
Luke 17 and verse 22. And he said unto the disciples, the days will come.
The days will come
when ye shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man.
Because when Christ was alive, we didn't have to fast. When he was walking with the disciples, this is what I'm saying, meaning us. Not us per se, I'm talking about the disciples. When Christ was alive with the disciples, they didn't have to what? They didn't have to fast. Why? Because the Messiah was right there, what?
Right there with him.
He was keeping them. What did we just read in Luke 17 and 12? He was keeping them out of what?
Out of trouble.
Out of sin. So they didn't have to fast. But he said that the day come when you're going to desire that the Son of Man is right there with you. Because you're going to go through so much trouble, but you got to offend, you got to offend for yourself now. You got to swim in that water yourself. Ain't no tubey to where you can float on it. You got to use manpower to make it to the end. Meaning you got to put everything you got into staying afloat in this truth. Read it one more time with that understanding.
And he said unto the disciples, the days will come when ye shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man.
Give me Matthew chapter 19, verse 14. I'm going to show you what I was saying. Matthew chapter 19, verse 14. Watch it.
Matthew 19 and verse 14. But Jesus said, suffer little children, and forbid them not to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven.
Hold on. Matthew's 9 and 14. My bad. Matthew's 9 and 14.
Matthew's 9 and verse 14. Then came to him the disciples of John, saying, why do we and the Pharisees fast oft, but thy disciples fast not?
So that oft mean often. Why do us and the Pharisees fast often, but your disciples fast not? Watch what Jesus tell them.
And Jesus said unto them, can the children of the bride chamber mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them?
Read.
But the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken from them.
Read.
And then shall they fast.
And then shall they fast. This is what I was just explaining to you. So now you got the scripture to go with what I said. So when Christ is with them, when Christ was with them, they didn't have to what? Fast. But when Christ went away, they have to what? Fast. Why do we got to fast? Because you're going to go through trials. You're going to mess up. You're going to have to go through trials. You're going to mess up. You got to strengthen yourself through the fast. You got to be able to strengthen yourself through the fast. Whatever you're struggling with, you need to fast on that thing. Do that mean that God going to lift it up? No. Because you remember what Christ said to Peter? I pray for you that your faith fail what? You got to give me that. Now give me that. Before we go to the next thing, give me that Matthew 12 and 30. Matthew 12 and 31.
Matthew 12 verse 31.
Let me see. And I'm always off. It's 8:30. Right? Matthew 13 and is it? Yeah, Matthew 13 and 31.
Matthew 13 verse 31. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is like to a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field,
Read.
which indeed is the least of all seeds.
Come on.
But when it is grown,
When it's grown.
it is the greatest among herbs.
So now, when it's grown, this is a parable talking about belief. Read.
And becometh a tree,
And become a tree.
so that the birds of the air come and lodge in the branches thereof.
Read.
Another parable spake he unto them.
No, read 31 again.
31. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is like to a grain of mustard seed, which a man took and sowed in his field,
Read.
which indeed is the least of all seeds.
Stop. So the kingdom of heaven is your belief. You believe it. Your belief be as small as it is and what? Grow. If you brothers and sisters been in this truth for an amount of time and your belief is still on the bottom of the like a bottom feeder, if your belief is like a catfish, a bottom feeder, and you've been in this truth for a long period of time, over 5 years, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and your belief is still at the same when you came in, it's about time for you to check out. Your belief should grow every year. Your belief should be much greater and much greater every year. Meaning you should be able to control your what? Spirit. You should be able to control your spirit. You brothers that's been in the truth 8, 10, 20 years, y'all should damn know. You should know that what sin is. You should know what a simple precept is. You got brothers talking about they believe in Christ and they couldn't tell you what hey, we're sin is. I don't know. How the hell you believe in Christ? You don't know what sin is. Sin is the whole reason that we over here in America. So you got to have a faith of a mustard seed. Right there, give me John chapter 17, verse 12.
John 17 and verse 12. While I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name. Those that thou gavest me I have kept. And none of them is lost.
And none of them is lost.
But the son of perdition.
But the son of what?
Perdition.
Read.
That the scripture might be fulfilled.
So we know the son of perdition is who? Esau. All right. So if you following Esau ways, you are part of that son of what? Perdition. Everybody got that? All right. Yeah, them happen. Yeah, I know. I heard you over around. Give me 2 Chronicles 6. 2 Chronicles 6 and 19. Them happens. 2 Chronicles 6 and 19 and through 22.
2 Chronicles 6 and verse 19.
Come on.
Have respect, therefore, to the prayer of thy servant.
Have respect, therefore, to the prayer of thy servant.
And to his supplication.
And to his begging for forgiveness.
O Lord my God.
Come on.
To hearken unto the cry and prayer which thy servant prayeth before thee.
Read.
That thine eyes may be open unto this house day and night, upon the place whereof thou hast said, that thou wouldest put thy name there, to hearken unto the prayer which thy servant prayeth toward this place.
Read.
Hearken therefore unto the supplications of thy servant, and of thy people Israel, which they shall make toward this place. Hear thou from thy dwelling place, even from heaven. And when thou hearest, forgive.
And when thou what?
Hearest, forgive.
You see that? So it says, pray, having respect, therefore, to the prayers of thy servants and to the supplication, the Lord our God. And the prayers, and he says, hearken, therefore, to the supplication of thy servants and of thy people, what? Israel. So it says, I pray for them. Today's class is, I pray for them. I pray not for the what? World. I hope y'all brothers, guys, sisters got something out of that today. Thank y'all brothers and sisters for joining TTIC for today's Sabbath class. Next week, we'll be back on regular schedule. With that, we'll say shalom.